Welcome back, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. It's been certainly a couple of days since we've had a post here. Um, yeah, the mail giveth and the mail taketh away. After our last video there where we kind of set a new high score there for the number of returns in a single day, the rest of the week was bone dry. Them's the breaks. That's just what happens sometimes with it. So you can't control how people return and how quickly, but I'm pleased to show that we have got 3 returns to open up today. These are a little bit random in terms of where they're coming from, so I'm not exactly sure what we're getting. In some cases, I've got multiple returns that could be coming from a postmarked city. In other cases, I have no idea because I don't have anything outstanding. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Specifically, what I'm looking at here is this Providence return. I'm going to save that one for last. But let's go ahead and get into today's returns and see what we got. So our first one is out of Kansas City. And as we can see, it's a newer return. So let's see what we got. All right, cool. Following our current trend of Mets, Ed Hearn. So Ed was a Met for only a couple of seasons. Back during the glory years there of the '86 World Series, he was in the system for them. He actually was not on the World Series team, I don't think. I'm not 100% certain. If he was, he may have just been a roster guy, but I know he definitely did not play. I sent him actually 4 cards. I've got probably 5 monster boxes that are full of nothing but Mets cards. So in this case here, I sent him 2 of each of these and told him if he wanted to, he could keep an extra one. When I've got like a 10 count lot of each of these, it's like, yeah, go ahead, actually give these guys back something every now and again. If they sign it, cool. If they keep it, that's even better. I actually want them to keep the cards when I send them extras. So in this case, he did oblige, and he kept 1 of each of the cards. So yay on that. The return time is less than a month, I believe, with it. I am going to have to send back out to him again, though, because since then, and now that I know that he's actually good with signing right now, I've actually got an old Tidewater Tides team set card that I want to get signed. So I'll probably just pop that back out. And I usually don't resend back out to guys after I've sent to them, for at least a year or so. But what I may do is just kind of put in a note there that, hey, I did send to you recently, but there's a specific card I was hoping to get signed. I kind of didn't want to send it initially in case you weren't signing. I can stand to lose these, but, a 1980s era team set card isn't exactly the easiest thing to find. And then hopefully he'll sign it. So I'll probably send that out sometime next week, and hopefully in a future video we can talk about that with the return. But yeah, good start so far. Another Met for the collection. Okay, next up, we're going to move to West Palm Beach. So this is a thicker envelope. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's one of the newer ones, but it's definitely kind of thick. So I'm kind of curious as to what this is. Because as I said, I've got a lot of stuff that I've sent out. Ah, sweet. So this is actually a really nice, quick return here. Terry Collins, so keeping with the Mets flavor. Terry Collins, who was a former manager for the Mets, still works for them in an advisory capacity, but sent out to him to get a little bit of everything signed. He actually has 5 years worth of manager's cards. I've gotten him once before, several years ago, so I had that 5th one signed, but I had these extras, and the main thing I wanted to do is these 2 cards here. Again, team set cards, AAA All-Star Game, and then manager for the Buffalo Bisons. I had these cards sitting in my Mets box, and was hoping I could get him at the stadium at some point in time, since he still does do work with the Mets, but, certainly COVID right now, and then everything else going on, wasn't going to be. So I saw that he was signing again, care of his home, so went ahead and popped them out, and I figured, all right, if I'm going to send those 2 out, let me go ahead and fire those out, and signed all 6, so very happy with that. Terry's always been a very classy guy when it comes to the fans and signing, so great to add a little more Mets flavor to the collection for today. And our third one, Providence, Rhode Island. So I looked, and I don't have anything that I sent out that's in the Providence area, Rhode Island area in general. It's one of the newer ones. So what I'm thinking may happen here is this may be a case where sending it to one place and then having somebody return it from a different place. And that's actually exactly what happened here. So we got a little bit of Rangers flavor today. Nicky Fatiou. So with Nicky, he actually decided to keep a couple of cards. I think altogether I may have sent him 5 cards, I think. And so he returned back 3. Which, hey, that's fine. That can happen sometimes. Guys actually will, from time to time, keep cards. Funny little side story. I've had some friends that played in the NHL over the years. And one day I was talking to him, to my friend. I'm not going to name who it is. So those of you that know me know who I'm talking about probably. But he had asked me, he was no longer a player. He was actually acting as a coach. And he asked me one day, he says, man, you know, I've been getting a lot of fan mail that's been coming in, and I don't know what's going on that caused a surge on this. You know, normally I would get some stuff, but all of a sudden I'm just getting a lot of mail that's coming in. Do you know why? So he's asking me this, and I'm like, well, you know, what happens is when somebody gets a success, you know, if they go online and they post and say, hey, I got a success from so-and-so player, everybody else that's a member of that board or that group or community sees that as well. So then they go, oh, okay, player so-and-so is signing. So then they go ahead and they send out. And then it just kind of snowballs from there. Those of you that are actively doing TTM, you know, that's kind of the name of the game a little bit. Somebody posts a success and other people follow through with it. So I kind of explained that to him, and it just kind of blew his mind. And then his follow-up question, and the reason why I thought about this with these cards here, is he said, well, what can I keep some of the cards if I want to? And I told him, I said, well, you know, it's up to you, really. And he goes, well, because there's some cards that, you know, are really cool that I've never really seen, or you know, I want a copy of it for whatever reason. And what I told him is, I said, listen, the unspoken word when it comes to TTMs is, number 1, don't send anything you would be scared to lose. And then number 2 is be prepared that you may not get everything back that you sent, or you may get something different back than what you sent. You know, you're basically asking for a free autograph, so you take what you can get from it. So he actually looked at that and said, okay, well, maybe I will take some cards from time to time. And it was just a funny throwback story, because that's what Nick did. I know one of the cards I sent him that he kept was a Fleer Throwbacks card. Those are those horizontal cards they did like in the early 2000s, and they're really, really nice white cards. They look great autographed, and I can't recall if I actually have one signed by him or not. I actually did get him in person one time many, many years ago, but I don't know if I actually have that card signed or not. And I think there was maybe one other card that he may have kept, because I think altogether I may have sent him out 5. I know... Yeah, I think so, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I sent him 2 more Rangers cards to sign. So, hey, beggars can't be choosers. I'm not going to complain about getting any player back in the mail, especially, you know, an old school Rangers card. If you guys remember from the video earlier in the week talking about those O-Pee-Chee archives, and how I was going to start working on it. There you go. So we got the Tim Kerr earlier in the week, so there's the Nick Fatiou there. And then an old school 80-81 And trying to see if this is the top. Yeah, this is the O-Pee-Chee. So I think maybe he might have swapped in that card there, because I don't think I had sent him that one. So whatever. Again, beggars can't be choosers. I'm not going to complain about it. So for today, our recap is a nice solid 3 of 3. We got our returns back from Nikki Fatiu. We got our returns back from Terry Collins. And then we also got our returns back from Ed Hearn. So certainly a New York flavor on the day here. I've slacked a little bit in the last week here as far as putting together new TTMs to send out. Just, it's been a kind of a busy, strange week. The holiday weekend, I think, just kind of threw me for a loop. But I'm working on prepping a lot of new envelopes here. I think for the week so far, I've only sent out like 4 or 5 altogether. But I've got a lot of letters put together. I just got to pull the cards now and get everything sent out. So my hope is that between today and tomorrow over the weekend, that by the time Monday morning rolls around, I'll have a stack of anywhere from 10 to 15 new letters to go out, because got to keep the ink flowing. Tuesday certainly was a great day for returns. A little bit of a dry spell, and then we picked back up here on a Saturday. So overall, still getting the ink going, so that's always a good thing. But guys, as always, appreciate you watching the videos here. Keep on commenting, keep on liking. Certainly, if you find anybody that may like and enjoy these videos, turn them on to it. I love doing these videos for you guys. I've really kind of taken to it, and as long as you guys like watching them, I'll keep doing them, and we'll all have fun with it. So hope everybody has a great weekend. Be safe, enjoy yourself, and we'll talk to you again soon.